For those of you who are trying to lose weight, actually change your life, like me back in the past, it was something that really, no one likes being fat. Like, it was really messing up my life. And honestly, now being healthy and having sustained health, you can't compare the lifestyles. You can't compare the quality of life. It's not even in the same realm. It's not even the same cosmos. So you have this super valuable thing, something that's going to change your life immeasurably, more than most things ever will. And yet you want the cheapest, simplest possible option. That's like anyone looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. How many of those do you really know that turned into long-term, happy, lifelong millionaires with good families and a good future that you would want? You know, a life that you would want. How many freaking get-rich-quick schemes? There's a reason why not many people are millionaires, multimillionaires, living the dream life. Because it isn't quick, it isn't easy. It does require some form of investment, commitment, discipline. The reason why we want it is because it's not quick and easy. Now granted, once you've done the work and you've put in the effort, you've done the investment, whatever it is, because okay, to save time and effort, we use money. Money is there to save time and effort. Now, if you have money and you can do that, you can speed things up considerably, okay? That's why the rich tend to get richer, because they have money that they can use to leverage their time. Same thing applies with fitness and weight loss, okay? You can use money to get shortcuts. You can use money to access information and systems that will lead to results and better results in a shorter amount of time than if you didn't have them. That's what's called investing. That's what investing is. Because there has to be some skin in the game. You have to give something, some sacrifice, some commitment. Otherwise, if you give nothing, if you put nothing in, what can you expect out? You know, you reap what you sow, blah, 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 blah. Now, you can either you could spend years, okay? In my case, it was that. I spent the better part of a decade trying and failing, again and again and again. And the number of years that I spent trying to find the answer and figure things out through trial and error. Ton, okay? It's not a fun time. It took forever and it took a lot. Now it's easy because I learned how to do it, I learned how to apply it, and it's just plug and play. Because once you have the systems, there you go. But my sacrifice was the time, was the discipline, was all the hard stuff, was being fat for way, way longer. Because once I had the system, okay, think about it, I'm doing a decade's worth of trying and failing, going through suffering that, living that for so long, that once it eventually paid off and I started and found the right formulas, started to uncover the right systems, then it took a year. So after all that, it was closer to, honestly, 20 years, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm excluding the time that I'm a child and don't know very much of anything. But I was already like dealing with weight loss and dietitians and nutritionists and all that from a younger age. So it was 20 years of effective trying to lose weight since I was a young child. I was a hungry little shit. I was a hungry little child, you know. I just loved food from a very young age, and I would eat a lot of it. And not necessarily the healthiest things. So it's habits. It's also habits. So all in all, 20 years, okay? Figured it out, then took one year to get abs. 1 year. From morbidly obese, 1 year, to visible abdominals. I mean, come on. After 20 years of trying, 1 year is nothing from obese, and I was big. So yeah, I paid the price of time, effort, suffering for a very long time. But if you have it, the opportunity, and you want, and you're not ready to pay that price, then you invest in a coach. You pay a coach who's gotten to where you want to be, who's already there and can just show you the way. A good coach. And that's what I do. And a very important part of the investment is why it can be so powerful, is to leverage money. Because when you leverage money, you're basically leveraging time and effort, okay? You're putting something on the line, you're getting skin in the game. And when you do that, it's way harder to bitch out because you've already invested all this money. That's why I set up my coaching program as a once-off investment. Like, I'm guaranteeing I will get you to the end because I have the systems, I know how it works. I can guarantee the end result. I know I'm going to get you there. I know you're going to be happy. Thank you. Oh, you've changed my life. Woo! Amazing. And it is. I love that shit. Don't get me wrong. I know I can get you there. So much so that I have a full refund policy. The purpose of that is just for the power of investing. You're putting a bet on yourself to win. And if you already start betting on yourself to lose, guess how freaking well you're going to do? Because now you have something to gain by losing if you bet on yourself to lose. When you bet on yourself to win, you have everything to lose by losing. You have to win. You're going to perform. When you put that investment in, you're better securing your success. That's why I have it there. That's why it's an upfront payment for my clients. It's you're in and you will succeed. Because it's going to get tough. There's going to be times where your old habits want to resurface, where you want to do things, where you want to regress back into your old self, regardless of how much pain it's caused you, regardless of how much you like innately don't want to. Those old habits are going to be tough to break. And if you don't have something backing you, if you don't have that skin in the game, then it's going to be that much easier to bow out, to be a bitch, to turn back, to give up. That's why I think it was Columbus who said when he was going to conquer the Americas, when they got there, he burnt the boats. He burnt the boats because as long as there was an option to get back on the boats and sail back home, you wouldn't guarantee success. Once he burnt those boats, he ensured victory because there's no other option. He took failure as an option off the table. Now they had to win, and that's what the investment is. If you are trying to get yourself in shape, if you're trying to change your life and make a meaningful change, maybe not even fitness, business, whatever, there has to be an investment. You have to go in it wholeheartedly. Otherwise, what could you expect from half-assed effort? If you're not invested in your own success, why the hell would you succeed? Like, what? That's a logic fail. Like, how does that work in your mind? So if you don't know, okay, if you don't know how the body works, how food works, how nutrition works, if you don't know and you aren't confident, almost confident enough to start your own coaching business, to train people yourself, if you do not feel that level of confidence over your body and over the system of health and fitness and physiology as a whole, and you don't feel 100% certain that you are in full control of your health and physique at all times, then you either have to accept that there's a lot of studying and experience and effort that that is required from you to be put in, or you get a coach. You invest in yourself, invest in your success, and get a coach. That's it. That's the options.